So what we're going to do now, we're going to walk back to the pavilion and I'm going to show you guys how to use the atlatl, which was a weapon that prehistoric people used for 10,000 years. The atlatl was very important to their culture because it was way before the bow and arrow and it helped them hunt the great mastodon. So if you have time, we can go on back to the pavilion and get started. So what we're going to learn about today is the atlatl, spelled A-T-L. It's that weapon that's on the exhibit. You probably saw it as you were looking. Now, the atlatl is an Aztec word. These are prehistoric people, meaning they didn't have any written language. Not here at Russell Cave. But the atlatl is very widely distributed. It's been discovered on every continent but Antarctica. Okay? Now, in Russell Cave, they will find the weights to the atlatls. We don't know why they put weights on there, but they would, made from flint. Handles, we found atlatl handles, but this is your basic atlatl. This would have been your children's atlatl here. This is a children's atlatl, and the reason why it has this hook, not this hook, but these prongs here where you would set the spear in. So I had that one around let you guys look at that. I'll let you guys look at this one while I kind of tell you a little bit more about it. At the beginning of time, when the prehistoric people got here, they actually didn't have the atlatl. They only had the spear made from wood. And they hunted, as you know, these large megafauna or mastodons. This is a mastodon tooth. This is the molar of a mastodon. Mastodons could be about 15,000 pounds. Very large animals. They weren't as tall as an African elephant, but they were about half the size. They were pretty, bulky. Mastodon teeth has been found in Swanee, about 20 miles from here. So mastodon were in this area. Now, mastodons would not taste that good, I don't think, because mastodons ate pine trees. It probably tastes like pine resin and black locust trees. That's what they love to do. Mastodons love to grind in trees, and mammoths love to graze, such as bison. Now, this spear would have been used with a spear point. This is a paleo or Clovis point. I told you they found 17 of these at Russell Cave. This would have been on like so. This is buffalo flint, so once you put it over heat, when I pass around, these colors will really, really come out. So I'm gonna pass this Clovis point around. If you ever find the Clovis point, you probably can get $3,000 to $10,000 on it because you don't find many of them. Yeah, that one is a remake of one. Now, if we were hunting, this is about the size of a group that would have lived at Russell Cave, we would all have jobs. A couple of us would get into the high grasslands to scare the mastodon our way. And then we would have a couple people pitching spears to hit that mastodon. Beforehand, what we would do is we would build a trench about the width of this pavilion, because when they fell in the trench, we could finish the job. This is what they used to do in the prehistoric time period. What happens if a mastodon gets a little crazy and goes wild on us? What do you think is going to happen to us at about 5 feet tall and really slender people? What's going to happen?
You get buried in a fetal position.
You get buried in a fetal position. And if you don't, we don't have hospitals. There's not any Blue Cross Blue Shield or anything like that. So if you get injured, you're not any good to the team. So if you get a broken leg, it's pretty much over for you. I mean, it's done and over. So they created something called the atlatl. Like I told you guys, Now, this created that distance that they need against the mastodons and mammoths. This is a lot better to use instead of going up to a mastodon and trying to spear it. What they used to do is try to go for the lungs, most likely, to kind of slow the mastodon down, and after that it was a waiting game. When the Spanish or the conquistadors came here, this is from primary sources, the conquistadors said these Native Americans, thousands of them, would line up and they would throw these atlatl darts, these darts at them, and this was the only weapon that could spear or penetrate the conquistadors' armor. Only the one. So this was important, not the bow and arrow, not anything else. Imagine getting off a boat and having 10,000 of these rain on you. It's kind of like the Romans used to do. The Romans would do the archers like that. They would shoot first and then they would go in. So let's see the difference. By hand, you got about 10, 20 yards, not a lot of force at all. Now let's go by atlatl. If I throw this right, that goes in like so. Yeah, big difference in the two, isn't it? We'll throw another one and then we'll try to get some accuracy. Now that's a lot better than actually trying to get a mastodon by hand. Let's try this again. So let's try accuracy. I use the atlatl for accuracy as well. Now, the Spanish conquistadors said that the Native Americans were so good at stalking that they witnessed them touching a deer. They used to drape deer hide on them, and they would just go inch by inch, and they would touch these deer. You see that little scrawny tree right here? That's a sourwood tree. They would chew on the leaves of the sourwood tree to get the saliva going, so they used it like gum, actually. So you got that. They got the great stalking, but sometimes you have to use this atlatl for accuracy. Let's see if we can get it. But he's getting the gist of things. You have to be really good and accurate at this. That deer's pretty small. Yeah. They're a bigger target. Yeah. Now, what we can do, if you guys want to try it, you guys can come up here and you guys can try it. Who wants to start? Quick enough, now you know.
Hey everyone, this is Austin. I hope you really enjoyed that walk and talk by the ranger. I know I really enjoyed it, learning about Russell Cave here. So gorgeous, just amazing how pretty it is out here. I also really appreciate his very willingness to be filmed by me. And now my family and I just finished a very nice picnic lunch here at Russell Cave National Monument, and we're going to go back on that trail. Just a few steps off of it is an earth cache at a sinkhole. I'm going to take you along, and that is going to be fun. path there. We just came up like we did for the Russell Cave tour. Came here, nice little path, and over here, even though it's very hard to see, it's all flushed up with vegetation, is the sinkhole. There's a really cool earth cache here. I'm forgetting the GC code. I will put that in the description below with the link, definitely. But really neat. You answer some questions about the people that used to live here and about sinkholes and get your picture, and I did that. It's a lot of fun. I mean, I've had so much fun visiting this national monument and getting a smiling earth cache that is just frosting on the cake. And hey everybody, this about wraps up my video footage of Russell Cave National Monument. Sure was a lot of fun to go there. Hope you enjoyed it too. Enjoyed learning about how people a long time ago used to live, the just beauty of the cave. Really neat to see that. Get an earth cache, get another stamp of my national park passport, and actually not on film, I found another geocache at the main Russell Cave National Monument sign, so that was very exciting. But anyway, really neat adventure. Thank you so much for coming along and watching this video. Be sure to check out more of my videos at youtube.com/tnphotobug. And until next time, this is Geocacher TN Photobug signing out. I am indeed having a blast with the past.